a minute, Mike. When I came into this room, you were in a big hurry to close this dresser.
Wanda! Never seen you act like this before.
Well, I've never seen you act like this before. Oh, Tommy, I'm not just worried about what's happening to the business. I am worried about what's happening to you.
I'm not doing it on purpose. I just can't seem to get a handle on anything. But presumably it'll pass, and when it does, then I'll take a look and see if I have a business left. Or a life.
What about that life?
But there is nothing I can do about it right now.
What about Pat? Where is she? What's happening to her?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're in love with her, she's in love with you, you don't know? Oh, Tom, listen, I know this is none of my business. You'd better let somebody in to help you. Because you need help.
I know. But nobody can. Can't even help myself.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
I think you're right, Viki. I am completely exhausted. I'm sure Pat is too.
So many memories. Come in. Oh, good afternoon, Dorian. Good afternoon. Could you please tell me what this is? Well, it looks like a folder full of blank paper. Now, that's exactly what I thought it was. Marco brought that over to me and said that it was a report that you had sent. Now, is that your idea of some kind of joke? No. No, of course not, Dorian. Looks like Marco's idea of a joke. Well, come to think of it, he could hardly hide his grin when he handed it to me. That man, I don't even know why I keep him on. Nor do I sometimes. Are you sure he can be trusted? More or less. Actually, less. But then that makes him perfect for certain kind of jobs. If you can put up with his jokes and his attitudes. Dorian, I'm amazed you could even think I'd have a part of the joke with Marco. I mean, I hardly have time to breathe around here, let alone think up jokes. Well, Paul will be back soon, and he'll relieve you. Are you sure about that? Of course. Listen, why don't we have dinner tonight at Tony's place, and then we can have a nice little chat? I'd love to, but there's just too much work. Well, that's silly. What you don't get done today, you'll do tomorrow. It's as simple as that. I'm doing 2 jobs, Dorian. Mine and Paul's. And I'm not getting any more money for doing Paul's. Just in case you haven't heard, Paul has had a personal crisis in his life. But that was some time ago, and we have no proof that he's ever going to recover. Meanwhile, I am up to my ears with 2 jobs and 1 salary. I was talking to Joe Riley about it before. Now, why should you do that? It just came up. He was being much more sympathetic than you are. Well, now, he can afford to be, since it's not coming out of his pocket, your raise. Those pockets with the silver linings? Oh, come on. Let's discuss your raise over dinner tonight. I don't think I can afford dinner. Well, I've got some errands to run, and then I'm going to go home and get dinner started. Do you have any idea what time you'll be there, Pat? Oh, well, actually, Viki won't be coming over at all. What do you mean? Just what I said. Thank you for your hospitality, though, but from now on, I'm going to be staying right here.
Pat, you can't do that.
Yes, I can. And I will.
Now, wait a minute. You've got that look which says you've already made up your mind and nothing can change it.
That's right, I'm staying. Pat, why don't we go home and we'll talk about it tonight? If you still feel the same way tomorrow. No. Okay. Well, I'm afraid I have to go, but I hope you change your mind. I'll set a place for you at the table in case you do. No, really, don't bother. But I do want to thank you very much for the last few days.
I haven't finished yet, Viki. You set that extra place. Thanks. Now...
Oh, don't.
Wait a minute now. Now, don't use that tone with me because I understand you. Now, you are no more certain about this than you are about anything else right now.
Well, it wasn't until I came down the stairs and I knew I couldn't walk out that door and run away from here again.
Look, you are not running away. You're just giving yourself a break.
I had a break. You know, in some ways it would be very easy to just walk out that door and never come back again. Maybe that's what I'm afraid of. Once I walk out of that door, I wouldn't be able to force myself to come back in here and face the memories. Yeah, there's so many things that just keep popping into my head. Things I've forgotten long ago.
But that's exactly why you shouldn't stay here.
No. No, I think that maybe that's one of the reasons why I should stay here. So that I could go through it and get over it.
Yeah. Or go through with it and end up with a nervous breakdown.
Don't be ridiculous, I'm not that weak.
Look, from what I have seen, you are not that strong yet. And you're falling apart constantly.
Well, from now on, I am going to be strong. And I'm going to stay here, and I am going to do what has to be done. And I am going to pick up the pieces, and I am going to carry on, that's all.
Look, you are simply not ready for all this facing that you think you should be doing. Now, come on. Get your coat and let's go over to Viki and Joe's.
I just can't. No matter what happens, I want to stay here.
That's the end of the conversation, isn't it? All right. Stay. But I'm not going to let you be alone. I'm going to stay here with you. Well, she has Kendall to agree with her, doesn't she?
Yeah, he's there. He's trying very hard to comfort her and to help her. But she's not in love with him. It's not the same thing at all. She needs you.
I don't know.
Tony, you had better be damn sure that you want to risk losing Pat. Because there's a good chance that that will happen if you keep this up.
To Kendall?
Yes, of course, to Kendall. She is devastated. She needs someone. He is there and you are not. Now, at some point, that's going to become very important. Especially when she starts wondering what kind of love you have for her that allows you to totally ignore her now. Am I getting through to you at all? Oh, Tony, I would just like you to think about this. Just a little things have turned out. I do not believe that your love for Pat has been destroyed. And I know, at this point at least, that her love for you is completely intact. But if you continue acting this way, who knows what might happen.
And that was my first taste of moonshine whiskey.
Hi, Lynn. Are you two met? Oh, no.
We'd like to. Would you introduce us, please?
Lynn Cramer, Marco Dane, Marco Lynn.
So nice to meet you.
Lynn. Becky, darling. Hiya, Marco.
Hi,
The best laid plans of mice and men often go astray, and sometimes for the better. What? Well, you have a visitor, a tall young man who sometimes wears a stethoscope. Oh, no. Oh, yes. But, nah, don't panic, darling. Just relax and enjoy it. Marco, Becky, follow me. We are going to leave Lynn alone to enjoy her visitor. We are going into the kitchen and enjoy some sassafras tea. Oh, no, that awful tea.
Hello, Lynn. I would have happily left these for you if you hadn't been here, but since you're here, I'm glad to deliver them to you personally. Well, if you don't like flowers, how about some candy?
What are these for?
Well, for you, of course.
But why? I don't understand.
Well, it's easy. See, I think that you're lovely. And at first it was that simple, but somehow you've become kind of mysterious and intriguing. I find that irresistible. Well, I've made a reservation for dinner for us at Tony's place, and it leaves you roughly an hour to get ready. Would you like me to have Mrs. Hopkins put these in water for you while you're getting dressed?